Good morning, guys. This is Miss Cole here. In case you forgot who I was, I really miss you guys. I wanted to talk about writing, and I know that in times like these, when maybe you're bored or you are just feeling a little down because you can't do other things, writing is a good escape. And I know that some of you may be thinking, oh, I hate writing. But really, when you think about it, writing, there are so many genres. You can write poems, you can write songs, and it's an outlet to help you express your feelings. So don't think of writing as just, oh, Miss Cole, we're doing this writing prompt, writing these essays again. Yes, it is, but it can be a great outlet. Poetry, all kinds of different things. And when it's nice outside, you can go outside and that gives you inspiration too as to something to write about. Okay, so today we're going to talk about high fiving our writing. And I know before we left school, I had made the poster and we had just talked real briefly about how to high five your writing in that last 5 minutes when you were writing the prompt and writing your essay. And, it was timed. So we talked about, the last 5 minutes you could high five your writing. Well, these strategies I'm going to teach you are not just for an essay. They're strategies for great writing. They're not strategies only for a timed essay, I should say. So I wanted to go over these things because they're also qualities that I feel like we've been learning and putting in our writing, but it's just a good tool to go back and see, did I check? And I feel like the 5 hand kind of gives us an idea. So today we're going to go a little deeper into it and just talk about 2 things that we could add to our writing today. Okay, so we're going to high five our writing. And remember, when we're doing that, we're talking about, we have the wow words, the cool comparison, spicy sentences, punctuation, purposeful punctuation. So it means it has a job. And then glorious grammar. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about are wow words. And I feel like we've learned a lot about these with our awesome adjectives and our vivid verbs. But we're going to look at these and see how we can change what we've already written to make it a little more exciting. So we're going to look at those wow words. Okay, so review your nouns. Make each noun specific. And I know we've talked about this for zooming in. Okay, we're going to get up close and personal. So instead of saying the general word class, we could say Miss Paul's 3rd grade class or Miss Patton's 4th grade class. So instead of, we had some good food last night, we're talking, I can't draw food or I can't visualize and start tasting that food till you tell me what it is. So more specific might be your spicy meatball sub or my, Evora, how I love my carnivore crave pizza from Gasano's. Okay, so be more specific so your reader can actually picture and use those sensory details and maybe even taste that by visualizing. Okay, and then if you're talking about your dog, you may say, he is a Cocker Spaniel. If you say that to me, I'm thinking the small little Cocker Spaniel, kind of curly hair with droopy ears. But if you tell me a German Shepherd, in my mind, I've already visualized. I could even paint it or draw the picture that it's a big dog with pointy ears, and I know using my schema that they can jump real high. Okay, so that gives our reader more of a visual picture. Okay, then when we're looking at the verbs, like our vivid verbs, we want to make them strong and specific. So instead of running, you might say, I'm going to dash down to Walmart real quick before they close. Or instead of, he said he didn't want to go to the party. How did he say it? Did he say it real fast? Did he say it? Did he yell? Or did he just mumble, I don't want to go? Okay, so that gives me, if you tell me that, then I can already hear that he's talking like this and you probably couldn't understand him really well. Okay, instead of saying the verb look, oh, he glanced. Okay, so that lets me know, oh, it was just a quick look. Okay, or instead of look, if you say he stared at me, I automatically know what stare looks like and what it felt like. If he stared at you, you're probably thinking, oh, why is he looking at me? What did I do? Why is he staring at me? Okay, and then thinking, if you said, oh, he's sitting there thinking about the problem on the test. But if you say he's concentrating, I know that he's very focused. He's not listening to things around him. He's blocking it out and he's concentrating. Okay. So that tells me how he's thinking. So when you're writing these, they're much more specific if you're using your wow words. Okay. They're very specific. It tells me how did it sound? How did it look? How did it feel? How did it smell? Okay, so it helps to use those senses as well to get very specific. Okay, and we're going to practice using wow words in just a minute in our writing. We're going to go over one more thing today. Our cool comparisons. And here again, it says take the main topic and compare it to something else. Okay, so when I look at our cool comparisons, what does that remind you of? What does comparing something with like or as remind you of? I'm thinking that it reminds me of figurative language. And we just had that lesson last week. We try to use figurative language to give, there again, a comparison to give our readers a visual. Okay. And it may be a literal comparison or it may not be at all. Okay. It's usually not exactly what the words say. Okay, so here are some examples. My little white puppy is a lot like a ball of cotton with legs. Okay, so I can visualize, if you're telling me he's like a ball of cotton with legs, he's real fluffy, white, and he just probably runs along and his little fur drags the floor. Having a best friend is kind of like having a cheerleader always cheering you on. So when I look at that comparison, there again, that's also a simile because it's using like or as. When I look at that, I'm thinking, oh, this best friend is very encouraging. They're always there for you. And that's very exciting. And then being helpful is like being a superhero. There we go again, using like or as to compare. You get to save the day. And then watching a boring movie is almost as bad as trying to sleep on a school bus. Okay, there we go, comparing using as. And it just gives us something to look at as well, gives us a visual. Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and look at our writing, or I'm going to look at my rough draft of my hobby writing, and then you're going to go back and look. You can change it on your hobby writing and your teacher writing as well. You're going to go back and see how you can add cool comparisons and wow words in your own writing. So now I'm going to look at my rough draft of my hobby writing. Okay, so I'm gonna look in the second paragraph. So remember when I'm looking for wow words, I'm looking for those general words that I can change to be more specific. So instead of saying a boy, I may say Camden Moran. Instead of saying, oh, that girl in my class, I may say Abby Roberts with the long hair. Okay, I'm being more specific. All right, so I want to go ahead and look at my second paragraph. First of all, the most important quality is the hobby needs to be engaging. For example, I loved, and I already changed some of my word choice. I loved running my fastest down the 50-yard line to catch the ball. Okay, so I looked at running and I thought, you know what? I remember an example they gave, and they used dashing. But instead of running, I think, oh, when my son played football, he would like sprint down that 50-yard line. So I wanted, although I don't have a lot of room, I want to go ahead and put, I loved sprinting because that tells me you're going really fast if you're sprinting. Okay. I loved sprinting my fastest down the 50-yard line to catch the ball. Okay. And then on down here, let's see, this keeps me engaged. However, the adrenaline is pumping, and I know if I don't outrun other players, I will get stopped and won't score. Well, I remember that when I am being specific, I am also zooming in. So when I changed my word choice up here, I decided, you know what? Here I'm saying, for example. So I'm giving a specific example. So I truly need to give an example and be very specific. So here, my adrenaline is pumping, and I know if I don't outrun, and I try to remember, football boys, I know you can help me with this, especially if I'm wrong. I tried to remember, like, when offense is running, I was thinking that it's the safety that might stop you before you score. So I'm going to go ahead and put that, but if I'm wrong, you can let me know. So I want to put, I know if I don't outrun, and I'm going to go ahead and put the Cowboys, thinking, oh, maybe we were playing the Cowboys team. So I'm going to put the Cowboys safety. And if you're not familiar with football, safety is a position in football. Cowboys is a team. So I put, I know if I don't outrun the Cowboys safety, so I'm getting more specific, I will get stopped and won't score. Okay, so see how I did that with the wow words. I went in and put more specific. Here I used sprinting instead of running. It was a little more specific. It tells that if you're sprinting, you're running really fast. And then here, instead of just putting general other players, I put the Cowboys safety. So you know, oh, they were playing the Cowboys. And the safety is that person on defense that is the last one that can stop you before you score. Okay, so I was more specific with that. Now I want to look and see if I can add a cool comparison. Okay, and remember, in a cool comparison, and we are using like or as. So I looked here, and I love sprinting my fastest down the 50-yard line to catch the ball. And I thought, okay, when I think of someone sprinting or going real fast, trying to get something else, I started thinking, you know what? How could I compare that using like or as? And I thought, for a cool comparison. And I thought, you know what? I think jaguars are super quick animals. So I'm going to go ahead and put down the 50-yard line to catch the ball. I'm going to go ahead here and put, and I know it's messy, like a jaguar. Ooh, and we are the MMJ Jaguars. Like a jaguar catching, what would a jaguar chase super, super fast? Maybe it's prey. So I'm going to put like a jaguar catching or chasing would be more specific. And that's a possessive noun. If I put my apostrophe here, it would be it is. So I'm going to put it after to show possession, it's prey, because it's hopefully going to earn or own its prey. Okay, so I love sprinting my fastest down the 50-yard line to catch the ball like a jaguar catching or chasing its prey. Okay, so there I used a cool comparison. Um, and then I was looking, it's really, if you use one, possibly two, or you may can use more, you just don't want to lose your reader and get away from your topic. I was looking to see if I had another place I was thinking that I could use that one. Um, I think that was all for now. I'm sure there's more. But what I want you to do is what I did. I want you to go back to your hobby writing and add the wow words. Okay, we're going to go back. Add the wow words. Remember, make each noun specific and make each verb strong and specific. So you're going to go back and add wow words to your hobby writing. Go back and add cool comparisons to your hobby writing. That's where you're using your main topic and you're comparing it to something else. Okay, there again, it just gives your reader more content. It gives them a visual so they can see or deeper understand and visualize what you're talking about. Okay, and then if you do that one and want to go back and have time, go back and look at your teacher writing as well. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to look at spicy sentences. And today we've just looked at the first two of high-fiving our writing to make it better. Okay, thank you guys. Have a great day. Enjoy this hopefully pretty, continues to stay pretty weather. Thanks. I miss you. Bye.